Yeah.
Attractiveness is very subjective.
Hmm.
You know, it means like it's going to be different no matter who the person is.
Yeah.
So who you're attracted to is not going to be the same as like who your homeboys are attracted to, or it
Hmm.
might be. Who
Yeah.
knows? Y'all might be chasing the same women.
Yeah.
And same thing like in the girls group. Like, you know, just because I'm attracted to a certain type of guy doesn't mean that my other female friends are attracted to the same kind of guy.
Mm.
And that's okay too. So like what do you think about like in situations where people are shamed for the type of people they're interested in, like physical wise, like, you know, again, like that example I gave about
Mm.
um, some guys who are attracted to women who are bigger are being shamed because their friends are not attracted to women who are bigger, so they feel like they have to conceal, like I like big women,
Mhm.
or I like muscular guys, I have to conceal that because my friends don't like muscular guys. Like what
Mhm.
are your thoughts about that?
Mm, yeah, I think some people like go through peer pressure
Uh-huh. Yep.
and what their guys think,
Yeah.
and for like guys, like what our friends or family think of a woman is really important
Mm.
because you don't want to bring a woman that ever like what you doing with this lady, you know what I mean? And they're like, damn, that's true. You start like thinking on yourself, right? Or like I asked one of my friend here in America, and
Uh-huh.
one she's an African American.
Uh-huh.
I asked her why do American women like guys that like have like that's big,
Like
more
muscular
no
big
like big
or oh,
like
okay,
big,
okay,
not
okay.
muscular
Sure,
like
sure.
fat. You could say fat,
Chubby or whatever.
chubby,
Hmm,
whatever. Yeah,
hmm, hmm.
compared to the skinny
Sure.
guys,
Uh-huh.
And she's like, we like them because the skinny guy look like they ain't crack. They do crack.
Oh goodness.
Like they take cracks. They're like, nah, we like the ones that's big. I said,
We like guys that are healthy
yeah,
looking.
yeah. So it's like,
Look like they love to eat.
yeah. So that's like stigmatizing. I said,
Gotcha.
not all skinny guys are cracked.
That
Some
is true.
guys don't have a good body metabolism that they
Th-
can't get big
that's a good
no
point.
matter what they
That's
eat.
a good point. Yeah.
And that's how God created them, and they're
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
But they get stigmatized on the lady when they say hi. She's like, are you on crack? Do you take crack? Do you she start running away from
Sure,
him.
sure.
And then she see a guy that's chubby or fat,
And she's
whatever
like,
you may call it.
hmm,
He's like, yeah, that's the guy for me. He's
hey,
healthy. He's not on crack. He might be on crack.
he might be.
He might be the baddest one ever.
That's true. That's true.
So as human beings, we stigmatize, right?
Hmm.
Just like if I see a lady, right, and I'm talking to her, right,
Uh-huh.
and I like her, and I'm talking to her, right, and she asks me where you from. I say I'm from Africa,
Hmm.
and then first thing in her mind, you got your papers. What the hell my papers got to do with what I'm trying to talk to you about? She's already thinking that I'm trying to use her for
Trying to use it for
papers.
stuff.
Like so it's
Yeah.
a whole lot of
Yeah.
stigmatizing.
Yeah.
So sometimes ladies want to show off her men
Uh-huh.
to her friends, and if she got a guy that's not that good looking or that maybe too big, and she's always saying I like average guys,
Uh-huh.
and then she ends up with a fat guy, a chubby guy.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes she might not be happy showing her friends. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a challenge to her
Yeah.
because her friends gonna like, so I thought you like average guys, so what the hell you doing with this guy?
Uh-huh.
And then she gotta explain to herself and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes what we want is not what we get, and sometimes we we go through that challenge
Okay.
of we want this kind of a lady, right?
Yes.
But we got that the other kind of lady.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because you have to get what wants you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that, you know, say you're attracted to I don't I'm not going to like reference like a size or anything. Like you're attracted to a young lady, you spent
Mm.
time with her, you've gotten to know her, you really like her, you want to take the relationship to another level. You go to now introduce this young lady to your family, to your
Mm.
parents, whatever, and you know, your parents give you some feedback like, I don't like the fact that she doesn't do this or she is that or whatever the case may be.
Mm.
Would you be more inclined to side with your family because your family is not in full um, agreement of the connection that you've made with this lady?
Mm.
Or are you more inclined to follow your own heart, how you feel, how she makes you feel, in the dynamic of your relationship with her? So would you be more so to like, I'll cut things off with her because my family doesn't really approve of it, or I'm just going to stick with my gut because I know how she makes me feel.
Mhm.
She is showing all the qualities that I need in a future partner, whatever. Like what would be the decision that you could make in that scenario?
When it comes to men, family is very important
Yeah.
of the woman they choose,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, she's gonna, I mean, still coexist with the family, right?
Right.
And if the family don't value her or accept her,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be a challenge to him, because
Okay.
it depends on what the situation is,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So some guys would sacrifice that,
Hmm.
some won't.
Hmm.
The same with a woman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because families are important, because you always gonna coexist with your family,
Yeah.
And I always say, like, women are like visitors, right? Where, I mean, women's are like visitors, because your family is always gonna be a family to the day you die. But a woman can come in and you divorce her maybe in a year or two and it doesn't work out, right? You're gonna be back to your family, and she's gonna move on to another family. You get what I'm saying? So the only family you have is your kids, your mom, and your siblings, right?
Okay.
So men's know that, and that's why it's important that the family accepts her or gives her a chance, right?
Okay.
Depending on the scenario or the situation, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So because mothers always know like, we don't really know a woman's character until she has your kids, or she's married to you,
Okay.
or she start living with you, right?
Okay.
Dating doesn't give you 100% of a woman character.
Sure.
When you really know is when you guys living together.
Hmm.
Everybody's together.
Sure.
She has your kids, she has that, and that's where you realize the kind of wife you marry.
Sure.
So my mentor always tells me, like, a woman is like a box, right? Something, she's inside a box. You never know what's inside until you open the box.
Uh-huh.
And that box, once you open it, you can take it back.
Okay.
You gotta, like, manage it or
Okay.
coexist with it.
Okay.
So our mom most times knows what a woman is hiding sometimes,
Okay.
and she will tell you, my son, this woman is not good, or
Okay.
that, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But when it comes to physical part,
Hmm.
right? Maybe they'll say that she's too big
Okay.
and she cannot bear kids, and it's gonna be a challenge. Your mom said, no, you cannot marry this lady because we want kids, and we don't think she can have kids. Because imagine she's big like this. Imagine if you marry her and she start eating more, and no, she's gonna get more bigger. So now the guy has to think about that.
Oh goodness.
You know what I mean? He has to think about that.
Yeah.
And then he has to talk with the girl.
Hmm.
Like, listen, this your weight is gonna affect us having kids, and I want kids. Can we start going to the gym? Can we start doing something, right? To bring it down. And if some women will get upset with that, and then she will feel somehow, and that relationship would
Hmm.
die like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
yeah.
that's tough to hear. I'm sure for most women, especially like if you spent a lot of time with somebody and you've really established yourself and and you want to move things forward, and then to hear that, you know, because um, his mother may think or have a feeling about her that now he's second guessing moving forward with you, and that's going to be really hard to navigate. And I understand like there's cultural differences in that, like some
Mhm.
people will probably still move forward and continue to date that person or eventually get married and have a family with that person, because again, like we talked about this before in a previous episode where you know a man goes out and he finds his wife and the two of them, they join together. He leaves his family, he joins with her, and they become one and they create their own family. And I get also you want there to be harmony in your family. You want your spouse and your family to be able to get along, and vice
Mhm.
versa. You want to be able to get along with their family as well. So I understand all of that. I mean, just understanding the importance of family and being able to have children and stuff like that. You know, I understand in African culture that that stuff is paramount. That is very
Yeah.
important that you know, are able to be with someone that can give you those desires. If you want to make family, they're able to, you know, be able to have a healthy pregnancy and have children. I get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I want to like remind people, I understand like there's, you know, there's culture, there's traditions, there's all these things that come into play. But the mere fact of someone's age or someone's size is no indication of them having a healthy pregnancy or the ability to carry children, have children, whatever the case may be. Again, there are women who are younger, who are more fit or skinny, whatever. They have issues, you know, conceiving.
Mm-hmm.
There are women who may be middle age, older, more weight on their body. They're able to get pregnant and have a child, no issue. So it's definitely going to be situational. And I understand and I respect that. You know, I may not agree with it wholeheartedly, but I understand. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of families are just trying to protect their sons and daughters. They're trying to protect their family and their lineage. I understand all of that, but when it comes to situations where you're dating like cross culturally,
Mm-hmm.
like you're dating someone that's outside of your culture,
Yeah.
that could be a challenge, you know,
Yeah.
having them acclimate to that too. So that's why I think you kind of see a lot of times with people who are not, you know, that were not born in America or in Western world.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those people tend to marry folks from their culture because there's a commonality there. They
Yeah.
understand it, whatever the case may be. And then, you know, them dating people outside their culture, as you say, it's just for fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just something to do until they're ready to settle down and marry someone from their culture. But then also too, they still want to play on the side. But that's a different conversation for another day.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation for another day. But so, and I'll let you chime in here too. But again, I think it just goes back to like people just knowing what it is they're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and then like just also being mindful of what you put out there because someone's perception could also be their reality.
Yeah.
And if you want to like attract a certain type of person in your life, then you want to make sure that you're measuring up to that to be able to attract
Mm-hmm.
that kind of person.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, what you said makes sense. You know, everybody has what they like and
Mm-hmm.
they don't like,
Uh-huh.
and um, every tribe and culture is different, right?
Yep.
Like African men, we value children
Uh-huh.
more than anything in their
Yeah.
marriage, and so do our mom.
Yeah.
And if we're marrying you, our mom is so even though we moved out as family, but our mom is still there. She's gonna be coming.
Sure.
It's different from here, you know what I mean? So family is very important to us, you know. Here is it might be different, you know, and every culture is different. Everybody wants what they want and how they want to do their stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
some people don't want to go the normal ways, you know. So um, it all depends on what the person wants and what they want to do, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what I want to add is you haven't answered my question.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Why do women always like to change their body instead of being grateful for the way that God created them
Yeah.
and knowing that they're beautiful the way they are? All they need is to add some change in their characteristics and behaviors and roles.
Interesting. So my apologies. I
Mhm.
totally missed that question. Always, I don't believe it's always.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why do I think women oftentimes decide to make modifications to their body? I think I kind of address it a little bit, but I'll answer the question directly. Number one, because they realize if they're still in the dating market, that they have to compete with women who are younger and
Mm,
more fit. So if that is the case, then they're going to make some adjustments to their physicality to be
mhm,
able to be remain competitive with women who are younger and more fit. If they're trying to win the affection of a
mm,
man
mm,
and they believe that he is attracted to a certain type of woman, they're going to make some adjustments to their physicality to be able to attract that type of man. Um, Sometimes they can do it because they may lack self-esteem
Mm-hmm.
and feel like if they're able to make these different adjustments to their body, it will help to build their self-esteem. But all of that stuff is just you putting wrapping paper on a box,
Yes.
right? It's just you just changing your exterior, but really the transformation, from my opinions, happens on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have like a warped sense of self, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't like what you see, then I feel that there's a lot of internal work that you
Yeah.
need to do. And that's men or women, but we're talking about women right now. So that's a lot of internal work you would have to do to understand, like, why do you view yourself that way? Why do you see yourself that way? Why do you feel that you need to get external validation from others?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the likes on your pictures or the comments in your comments under your social media posts, like, why does that continue to fuel or give you a sense of self or validation?
Mm-hmm.
So until they're able to figure that out, you're going to see women continue to do that.
Yeah.
And then also too, I think it has to do a lot with where you live.
Yeah. Culture.
Yeah, the culture of where you live. So even within the United States, there's different segments. You got the East Coast, you got the West Coast, you got down south, you got the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for the women that are living in Miami, I feel horrible for them
Yeah.
because it's
It's a competition.
oh my gosh, like there's so much competition in Miami for just, and then you have to look a certain kind of way. You got to wear your hair, you got to go to these exclusive clubs, you got to drive
Wow.
a certain kind of car. Like, you're gonna go broke living in Miami. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
It's
like,
crazy.
but like these women, they have like what's the, I don't know what the word is, but they have like a look.
Mm-hmm.
There's a look. So you in order for you to be relevant and have access to things, you have to look a certain kind of
Certain way.
way.
Wow.
Same thing in Atlanta. The women have to look a certain kind of way. The hourglass shape, the long, bust down weave, all this other stuff. And it's just like, for you to stay relevant, for you to have access to things, you have to look a certain kind of way. So that could be another reason too why women may choose to like do those
Yeah.
alterations to their bodies, because there's certain things they want to pursue, and they realize they have to look a certain kind of way in order to access those things, right? And I agree, and I appreciate you saying to our viewers, the women, that just embrace who you are in the fullness of who you are. And if there are things physically that you don't like about yourself, then there are things that you can do on a natural level
Yes.
to like make those enhancements,
The
right?
gym stuff like that.
Yeah, like, changing. So I mean, I know you keep saying gym, but also a lot of, if weight is an issue, whether it's weight gain, weight loss, whatever, diet is big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, a lot of people have been able to lose a lot of weight just by simply changing what they put into their mouths.
Yes.
But then going to the gym is just kind of helping to reinforce all those changes that you've made in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But there's things that you can do that can alter your appearance in a natural way that's not going to take away from your beauty that you were born with.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate you, saying and encouraging women to like not alter, but we know that there's still going to be some people
Yeah.
that are
That's
going to do it,
yeah.
but just, if you decide that you want to do all of those things, just make sure you're clear about why you're doing it. If you're doing it to attract men, it's not going to stay, my sister. It's
Mm-mm.
not going to stay, because he's going to see someone who's younger and more beautiful than
Mm-hmm.
you, and then you're left out to dry. Then what?
Yeah. And they say the beautiful ones are not yet born.
You know what I'm saying? So we are competing with 4-year-olds right now. Like in 16 years time, when they're
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
we're going to be competing with them. So like, why continue to put yourself in that cycle where you're going to have to constantly keep up with, maintain that beauty? You're going to have
Yeah.
to go under, and then you're going to morph into this person that's unrecognizable.
Yeah. And
I've seen a lot
possibly
of,
die in it too.
yeah, and unfortunately, leaving the world early because you're trying to attain this sense or this level of beauty
Yeah.
that really is not realistic. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
So like who likes you.
Mhm.
Okay. So if he don't like you because your nose is too wide, guess what? The guy down the street will love your wide nose.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't like you because your hips is too wide, guess what? This guy down the street, he'll love those wide hips.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If she don't like the fact that as a man you got broad shoulders, but this one down the street loves your broad shoulders, guess
Mhm.
what? Like who likes you?
Yeah.
And if he don't like you, and if he's going to tell you that baby, you need to change how you look for me to like you, then he's not your person.
Yep.
And guys, if she tells you that you need to change who you are so that she can like you, she ain't your person either.
That's true.
So that's all I got to say. Hopefully, I answered your question.
Yeah. That was a good and passionate answer.
It was because I'm serious. I'm
Yeah.
tired of that stuff. I'm tired of like people just feel like they have to conform to gain acceptance from other people. Like I'm not laying down at bed at nighttime in bed with you. Like you're not paying my bills, so why do I care what you think about how I look?
Yes.
As long as I'm okay with how I look, how I feel about me, I could care less what you say. But I also understand too, people can be cruel and
Mhm.
rude,
Mhm.
and like you know, I so you have to balance it.
Balance. Yeah.
You got to balance it, right? But you have to at the end of the day make sure that you're okay with who you are as a person. If there are things that you want to change about yourself physically,
Mhm.
then do the necessary things to change those things physically, but just do it because you want to make yourself feel better. Don't do it because you're trying to, get Ubadala's his approval. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you're not trying to meet someone's approval. Like, you're wanting to be the best version of yourself for you, and then like who you like, and hopefully they like you back
Yeah. It's nice saying. I like that.
too.
I like that.
Yes, I think we're at the end of our episode. Is there anything that you wanted to share with our viewers before we sign off?
I just want to say, I love everybody. Um, we create hard work to come here
Uh,
and get together and enlighten our viewers to learn and to experience different ideas in
mhm,
their life.
mhm.
And we appreciate you for bringing out your time to watch us on your busy schedule.
Yeah.
And we just ask you guys, please like share our videos, like, follow us, because we're very passionate in what we're doing, and we want to impact the world positively
Yes.
with our experience and mind,
Hmm.
the way we can and the way God gave us.
Yes.
And most importantly, I just want to say to the women, we love you, and please don't harm yourself by changing yourself.
Hmm.
The way God created you, you're very beautiful that way. Uh, you have to love yourself for somebody to love you. You have to
Yes.
value yourself for somebody to value you.
Correct.
And if you want a guy, you want to marry, find out what guys want that
Hmm.
wants to marry,
Hmm.
and play with that, or put yourself in that situation, and understand that the way God created you, you're beautiful, and just if you want to do something for yourself, do it naturally.
Yeah.
Please, we don't want to be hearing people dying
Hmm.
because they went to the sword, or they want to look at different
Hmm.
from a social media aspect.
Yeah.
So I love you
Mhm.
and I cherish you. You have anything to say?
Yeah. Along the same lines for the guys, you guys are important. Men, you are important. I know for a lot of men, they don't tend to hear those things, especially from women, that we value you, we respect you, we love you. And we know that being a man in this world, no matter where you live, Western, Eastern, whatever, it's hard because of the expectations that are placed on men to be able to provide and protect for their family and loved ones. And I understand that for a lot of people, access to resources can be a challenge. So, whatever you form your hand to do, it's blessed. Just know that God has you covered, that He will take care of you. He will never put more on you than you're able to bear. And just attract people, especially women, who understand that, who support that, who's willing to encourage and uplift and not take from you and deplete you of your assets, deplete you of your resources, or try to make you feel less than a man, because you are the man, you are the leader, you are the provider, you are the protector, and we love you for that. Even when you're in transition, even when you have not attained your goal, your passion, your desires are felt, And just know that we appreciate you and we love you and we want what's best for you and we're here to support you. So that's all I got.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yes.
And we say enjoy your night, your morning, your evening, wherever you are. From your humble boy that loves you, Badolas, aka Dolama.
All right, you guys, it's Queen Teah. Have a good rest of your day.
All right.
Peace.